guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, The Manager's Notebook. My name is Hamo.
The season has started. There are several things I'm going to mishear, maybe not now, maybe previous seasons about coaches. Okay, some of the things I'm going to say here are going to be my personal opinion. Starting with maybe Pep, the top coaches. Starting with Pep, unapata Pep, there was that allegation that by Yaya that he does not like the black players. Kuna allegation ingine that he is very strict. Let's come to Arteta. Arteta at last season, I don't know kama ulifeel. Arteta, I think last season alikuwa na favorites as well, kina Saka na nani. He was not in a position to exchange people. Let's come to Ten Hag. Ten Hag this season imemramba with some issues cropping up, issues behavior, issues dressing room. Anthony, kuna this Greenwood hatuwezi mwakilia hiyo ngoro ya Greenwood. Yaani kuna Anthony, alafu kuna this other guy, this Sancho. Alafu kuna huyu Mgiriano wa Bissaka. I think I usually feel some coaches sometimes they have this notion of isolate players because of one reason or another, but they usually come wanakuja tu kwa common underlying kusema kwamba player alikuwa akona discipline issues. Maybe Jack, do you feel there's much more that the coach can do, just not to cap it at discipline issues, as maybe for example, let's use an example of employer. We have different employees na pia employees you need to build them, so not at the onset unamshare unamwambia. I think there has to be that work of improving this player as opposed to just shunning them. Kuna shida, kuna discipline issues. Do you feel there is that entitlement ya coaches also a Premier League wanaona tu whatever they say is final?
Maybe I think it's an issue of leadership too from the coaches themselves. So unajua kila mtu akona leadership style yake different. So kuna, depending on how good you are as a leader or how poor you are as a leader, you might decide to take up a different route. Maybe for example, unaweza kuwa coach, you can't like unapata mtu amefanya makosa, you can't face them directly hapo, you deal with the issue hapo na hapo. Maybe you want to go to the media and talk about a player instead of, you see, like kama ni your player who reports to you, uko na issue na yeye, I think the best way ni you deal with that issue between wewe na yeye, like reporting them to the media ama maybe making statements about them for media. I think inaonyesha tu you have a problem with that is someone who is not confident in his leadership and anataka ku involve other people for solving an issue yenye anataka solve between him and the player. The other thing ni kuna wale nao wako very authoritarian, wanataka ku like vile hao wanasema ni hivyo na ni
hivyo, the way or the highway.
So like there are those kind of coaches, and then kuna wale nao wanaji adjust to kufurahisha players, and with all those three needs maybe even other ways za leadership unapata there kunakuwa na a lot of issues for clubs. Like for example unapata Mourinho ndo alikuwa na hiyo tabia ya kuongelea players wake kwa media, and then maybe anasema very bad things about the players. So at the end of the day create a toxic environment for players and for even the coach. I think for me, I think the best way to approach issues ni kudeal na issues coach na employee wake one on one.
Maybe to ask you one more question before coming to Haman. The common trait that we see is that the players are usually youngsters. When a player reaches maybe 30 years, anaanza kutolewa kwa team. But ideally wako between between 18 to maybe 26. And also on the flip side, the coaches, most of them, they are maybe above 50, above 40. So this is someone that also, number one, most of them have been players. So do you think there's a better way of handling issues from the coach's perspective, since they have been there and they are quite mature? Do you think there's a different way of handling these issues as opposed to these rants that you're seeing on the media, these rants that we're seeing someone walking out, even for Fergie when he threw a shoe at David? Do you think there's a better way, there are better ways of handling these issues?
So, nasema at the end of the day, most of the time ni personal. Unapata, how do you handle conflict kama mtu? So depending on how the coach yuko, utapata ana handle your conflict venye amezoea kuihandle. But I think okay, the coaches pia wanahitaji kuwa they need to understand how players age yao na like how they think and how they perceive things. And I think as a coach umepewa pia responsibility, you need to develop. Unapata mtu yuko 18 years, you need to develop that person akuwe professional mwenye atacheza hadi 38 years ama 39 ama 40 years, like kina Cristiano Ronaldo, kina Emilio Kaboni, such players. Unahitaji kudevelop mtu hadi aweze kucheza until afike point. But sasa kama wewe una give up haraka on young player
Because of one issue,
because of an issue, or maybe your way of handling issues really ina escalate issues, but like maybe de-escalate, then it becomes like how unaweza kudevelop players, unaona, na hauwezi kusolve issues. Unapata kuna managers, unapata na move clubs kienda kuna everywhere he goes, anaacha kama cause toxicity kwa teams. Yeah, so they also need to. Now the other thing, unapata the managers are also under so much pressure ya kuperform, and then they are those ones when maybe after achieving wako na ile kiburi pia, like
I did it.
Yeah, already done it, so they don't feel wako na hiyo need ya either to develop players, or maybe even sometimes kutulia and reflect and think of better ways ya kusolve these issues zinaweza kuwa nazo kwa wachezaji wao.
Maybe just to add an example, and this is my personal opinion, I feel the issue of this guy, what is the name of this guy? Whoever alikuwa Besiktas akaachiliwa.
Pepe.
There's this other guy, Dele Alli. Me Dele Alli, I feel issue yake ikuwa handled vizuri. That guy is a good player, and because of his wrangles, applaud it. Okay, but that is my personal opinion. But maybe to you, Herman, maybe one question or two. I saw a documentary by Walcott. What stood out for me is that since he started the academy, he did not have time to be a kid kwa mtoto, because alikuwa training and ambayo mature up, you need to mature for this play, so he did not have time to be a kid, and also he did not have time to do normal people things. The second example is Holding. Holding, among the interviews amefanya, kuna moja sijui alijisahau manini hadi akaita Wenger dad, father, I don't know, father, dad, whatever. So my question is, do you feel our players ambao wamekuwa let down, because maybe he is a father figure, because someone that you see, let's say 6 days out of 7 in a week. So absent of your father or absent of your guardian is the person that is there. So do you feel wale players ambao wamekuwa let down by their coaches in terms of being built? I love the relationship between Arteta and Odegaard. It's a mutual relationship. One person wants the best for the other person, and one person has no give and take. So do you feel they have been let down? These players that have been let down by coaches, do you feel it will affect in the long run pia kwa maisha yao? Because number one, they did not have that guardian, and also they did not get to be kids and figure out things for themselves.
Okay. For me, I think when you come to a team to play, you are a professional, and it's you have a duty to do, and the coach also has a duty to do. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't put it on the coach. He's not your father biologically, so I wouldn't put it on them ati lazima akuwe anafanya like something towards them being a father figure to you. The coach is there to guide you. So atafanya kazi yake, you are a professional, do your job, they do their job. But on certain instances, I think kuna wenye wanaenda a certain extra mile, which, as I said earlier, is not their responsibility. It's not like pegged on them, they have to do it, but they do it anyway. And they create such a bond with the players, and it helps them even to grow, especially for the young players. Wakigrow, wanaona huyo father figure, and then they guide them in their lives. And apart from even football, even once they retire and start doing their stuff, kuna hiyo kuguide. I'll give 2 examples. Number 1, Thierry Henry and Alexander Song. When they were playing at Arsenal, Alexander Song, when he came, alitoka place alikuwa hakuwa analipwa kwa. So you see like amekuja mali kama Arsenal. So you can imagine ametoka mtaani, amepewa pesa mzuri. So when he was paid, akaenda kanunua gari kali kwa Benz. Nataka kanunua like unajua hajawahi ona hiyo kama hiyo like life yake. Sasa unajua akikuja kwa training ground na kina Henry, unajua hao wamekuwa kicheza for long, wamelipwa, wako na doa, wameinvest hivyo. So yeye akaenda kanunua hiyo gari kali, akakuja na zoezi. So wenye anasema wenye alikuja England, sasa kuna tax anafaa kulipa, anafaa kufanya vitu kadhaa. So alikuwa na sota, anasema alikuwa na sota, akipewa do ikifika 15 hapo ana do, anaanza kusurvive on scraps. So ikafika mahali akaona itabidi nimeuza hii gari. So when aliuza hiyo gari, the next time akikuja zoezi, alikuwa anakuja na train, anakuja tu na mguu. So when alikuja zoezi, Henry akamuuliza, "Yango hii kwa gari yako hizi?" Akamwambia Henry, "Old man, leave me alone." Walikuwa na hiyo relationship. Ndio sasa Henry akakaa na yeye. So alikuwa anasema, alikuwa anapeana story wenye Henry alimuadvise. So Henry akamwambia, "In this time in your life, there are things you need to do, there are things you don't need to do. Usifanye kitu because unaona mtu mwingine anafanya. You need to first develop yourself, focus on investing the money you get here, build yourself. Hizi vitu it will come a time they will just be coming automatically because unadoi inaingia poa, like usijistrain the foundation. Exactly, usifanye kitu yenye itakufanya ustrain." So alikuwa anasema during that life in Arsenal when alikuwa amekuja, Henry alikuwa is a captain and is more like a father figure to him. Alikuwa anamsaidia na alimsaidia sana kwa life yake. Alichange so many things in his life. Number 2, kuna Jose Mourinho. His relationship especially with black players is exceptional. One example I'll give is Michael Essien. Michael Essien wanaitanga Mourinho my dad. Anamuitanga father literally. Mourinho alitoka mali alikuwa akaenda hadi Ghana kuona kwa kina Essien.
After the season imeisha nini?
Alienda kwao. Alienda kwao kuona Essien amefanya nini kwao. So you can imagine the kind of bond they had. So alikuja Chelsea, akienda Real akambai. So there's a time alikuwa na birthday. So when alikuwa na birthday yake, akasema anafanya birthday. Unajua nani alikuja kwa birthday yake? Luka Modric peke yake. Au maplayers wengine kina Cristiano, hakuna mwenye
nani Mourinho.
Essien ilikuwa birthday yake. Sama teammates wake hakuna mwenye alikuwa. Mourinho alibash ama players kwa dressing room. It was alifeel vibaya sana, like walimfanyia kitu mbaya, unaona. So the connection with him and black players, like ana connect with them on a certain level. Hata sasa ukiona kwa documentary anasema is my son. Anafaa kuweza na unaona alikuwa na mold career yake venye anafaa kucheza. And anampea pia like anamtreat the relationship between a father and a son. Anamtreat in such a way hadi anamadvise even in, and then this player will die for you. Essien alikuwa anasema like hata akicheza anaweza kill for Mourinho. Hata Mourinho akimwambia piga huyo mtu kiatu vunja, hata atakupiga. Because they have that connection, no? So I think hiyo pia that the bond and the connection between player coach to a certain extent pia inasaidia pia ku bring a player up, kumgroom na kumfanya afike certain levels zenye maybe in other circumstances angefika.
Maybe to add something, umesema hapo kuna part that. Okay, let me give us a scenario, alafu a scenario of Declan Rice. Pia players when they are coming up, pia wanakuwa wamesota, watoka kwa maisha yako fit. Declan Rice apparently sio alikataliwa wapi, kabidi ende West Ham. Na West Ham na penye wazazi wake wako, it's like two opposite side. Ni mbali. So ikabidi ende Mansol. So kulikuwa hiyo aspect ya ako lonely nini. Kwa sababu hii ni scenario kwamba the parents cannot come. They can just come to visit. Ni kama sasa hiyo mtu game TZ. Na maybe amko fit. So me I feel the coach has a much more to do. Kama ya Mourinho, he has much more to do because pia wase they are looking for getting that money ndio pia maisha yao fit.
I think I can add on that. I think pia the mentality and putting the players in the right frame of mind for them to be able to perform on the highest level. Because apart from just playing football on the pitch, there are so many things in the background, and to ensure that this player are in the right state of mind, like to support and to get to bond with them, get to know what they're experiencing and be in a position to assist. Cannot be like lazima ikuwe financially or something, but just being there to guide them and assist them to make sure that everything is running okay, to ensure that wakifika kwa kiwanja they are not affected by other things apart from the things that are happening on the field.
And also the older players pia wako na part ya kuplay. Maybe on the last controversial question, I think it's be controversial, but not getting into detail. Do you think, because this season, also this season, kumekuwa na hizi issues spouses coming to affect the team. Now the spouses, the women, the issues between the houses and whatever coming to affect the team. And then some have turned out okay, some have turned out on the other side. And by okay, I mean some players have been able to play again. Some have not been able to play again. Some players have been able to be received well after the scandal. Some have not. So do you feel, on your own opinion, do you feel maybe once a verdict has been given on one side or the other, do you feel a coach's opinion can go in hand to ease maybe kwa ule player ambaye anarudi kwa game? Do you think a coach's opinion ama a coach's embrace can tilt how the fans feel about this player? That's number one. Number two, do you feel, because for these issues, the company, these teams are companies, the company will be on how they'll be perceived on the media by the fans and whatever. So do you feel if a coach has an input, a positive input about what happened, defending the player, do you think it has changed perspective of your company?
Okay, so this is the thing. At the end of the day, if you come to look at it, kuna vitu zenye coach haizi control. I'll give two scenarios. There's a scenario I'm going to add which may not necessarily go with the incident, but it has an issue in regards to controversy and stuff. Like for instance, the Zuma thing, Kat Zuma, when he shot the cat and something. So like West Ham, waliamua kustand na yeye. They lost some endorsements and stuff. Yes, they did.
Si
alifainiwa but hawakumwachilia because kulikuwa na so much in stuff in regards to the media sijui nini
amepiga pata. You think kama Anthony si had an input before any, okay, media iliingia alafu Anthony akaongea alafu watu wakaback off. You think kama angeongea ingekuwa the same?
I think ingekuwa the same. You see now these are companies na kuna like you see like Manu, it's a very big team, it's a big club with they have so many things to lose. Na wanaangalianga, it's a business. You see like wanaangalia kuna endorsements, kuna vitu more in terms of wanaangalianga the impact. So before decisions are made, wanaangalia. So you see hata coach akisema like I'm siding on this side or this side, does not make any difference because coach pia yako pale kama employee. It does not have the bigger say when it comes to the board and stuff. So kuna some things the coach does not have control over. So I don't think because coach anaweza kuwa kwa wili yake anapenda, but you see now the coach cannot go against the club. Club ikikuwa na stand yake waseme we have a stand on this issue and this is our statement. the coach has to support. Ni kama venye tukiwa shule kuna principal wa shule na walimu. Hata walimu wakiendanga kugoma, principal ana represent government. Yeye anabaki like coach hawezi enda aseme tunasema hivi lakini mimi naye nimekataa, nimesema hivi, atasonga, unaona? Itawia ana represent club, so hawezi anza kusema something contrary to the club's decision.
Kuna issues zingine ambaye ni bigger than let me say bigger than humankind, like the issue of Ozil na China. When wale na some Muslim walikuwa wanapitia some then he talked about it, then the company took the action that it took, then Ozil had to be sold. Do you think kuna so as in watakuambia any issue as long as kampuni imechukua direction hiyo ndio iko?
Unajua sasa kampuni ikishachukua direction
it's either ufollow au uende kampuni yako,
inakuwa hivyo. Because unajua like kama sasa unaona kama hiyo ya Arsenal kulikuwa na issue na TV rights na kuna story mob ziko involved
hadi PES FIFA wanatoa
hizo nini ziko na contracts mob yenye
in revenues.
Hii ni biashara ya mtu. Regardless sisi tuna support kama team, but pia ni biashara ya mtu. Hawezi kulose biashara because of wewe, unaona? Haiwezi happen hivyo. So at the end of the day wakisha decide that's it.
Then I think there's much more to this business than meets the eye. Na maybe sometimes mtu anaweza kuwa na feel some type of way, but it's good maybe we just discuss about these things. If you hear different opinions, maybe I think it's good. So for the viewers, I think you can put in anything on the comment section if you feel we need to touch on a sensitive topic. We'll go there and do our research, then we come and touch on it and give our honest opinion. So just put it on the comment section, and please feel free to like, feel free to share, feel free to subscribe, so that and also tap on the notification bell so that you don't miss some good episodes like this. So I don't know, Jack, if you have anything extra to add.
I don't have anything extra to add. Yeah, but yeah, I'd said with Kenya kama nasema tu hizo vitu ziko na lot, there is a lot going on, like those companies, there unajua pia there societies, na kuna zile vitu they like there's something that maybe in Africa or maybe
some values, societal values,
we have different values,
like hizi ni virtues na kuna vices, na kuna things society wana consider kama a vice and they won't condone, unaona? So like there are so many things involved.
Unaweza pata kuna kitu it can go like inaweza slide somewhere else, but there are some places it's very dear to them. So I think there is a lot of considerations to wale watu wana make hizo decisions on like what decisions they make, unaona? Kama unaweza pata kuna player anaweza kuwa haizi cheza in England kwa sababu ya some things is accused of, but he goes to another country, maybe even the way they handle they solve conflict hiyo country yuko na ile country ameenda, it's different. So unaweza pata kuna watu wenye wana decide ku handle hiyo issue in a different way, the other people handle in a different way. So yeah, it's
maybe one question to you, Jack. Do you think this generation that is coming up is a weak generation, or no, listen, do you think you're bringing up a weak generation, or previously issues were being swept under the rug? Case in point, these marital issues that are coming up in football. Do you think it's I'm thinking, here is my analogy. If